Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today from the back of a car as we are on our way to the airport. It's our last day in LA and we're heading to Charlotte, North Carolina, where Arsenal are going to be playing their next game. I know you're probably thinking, yesterday he was in such a beautiful setting, poolside, and today's in the back of a car. Well, listen, we're heading to the airport because we don't want to miss this flight. Anybody who lives there in LA will tell you that the traffic is absolutely notoriously bad and unpredictable, even at this time in the morning, and it's not even 7 o'clock in the morning yet. So we have to hit the road early, and then when we get to the airport, the long lines to get through and stuff like that. And I'm very conscious of the time difference over there in the UK and over there in Europe. Here in LA, of course, 8 hours we are behind. So listen, too much talking. Let me get into the rumours. First of all, let's start talking about the game yesterday. Of course, Arsenal played Bayern Munich, and it was a very, very good friendly indeed. Arsenal winning the game by 2-1. Eddie Nketiah with a last-minute winner, and it was a really, really good friendly, really competitive friendly, and the fans there were really treated to a good game, and it sort of got a lot of people talking after the game, saying, is this showing that it's time for Arsenal to go with a lot of the youth, because Eddie Nketiah, alongside, some of the other youngsters in the game. I thought Joe Willock had a very, very good game, and on this tour so far, and it's something that you always see in pre-season, youngsters get a chance to have their say and have their play, and sometimes they step up. And Eddie definitely looks like one of those players that is, really knocking on the door. Now, will they send him, though, however, out on loan? There are still rumours that Eddie Nketiah could go out on loan. A couple of weeks ago, the talk was that he could go out to Bristol City or another championship team. But I don't know, is it time to just say, you are going to be a fixture in the team? Of course, Danny Welbeck has gone now, and play Eddie Nketiah regularly because he's definitely got an eye for goal. Or will Arsenal be sending him out on loan for the season? We're going to have to see how that one develops. But certainly, especially with our transfer situation at the moment, it was good to see the young players, really, really shining. Now, talking of loans, of course, William Saliba, not a player we're going to buy on loan, but a player that apparently we're going to buy, and then once we've bought him, we're going to loan him back. Again, it's been rumbling on the whole of the transfer window. Tottenham have tried to come in and steal Saliba from under our noses as well. And a few days ago, there was a lot of talk that they've been successful in that they'd offered more money to Saint Etienne for Saliba. But it does now look that the deal is going to get tied up, and Saliba is definitely going to be coming to Arsenal. He's chosen Arsenal, according to the rumours, over Tottenham. And also, apparently, the price has gone up a bit. I mean, we originally were talking about 27 million. With Tottenham coming in, apparently he's pushed the price up to around about 29 million. So the reason why we're able to do it with a so-called limited budget is the fact that we're going to loan him back, and the fact that a lot of that payment will be paid in instalments, with the bulk of that being paid over to Saint Etienne next season. So it does look like the deal will be completed. Now, the William Saliba, seems like a great prospect. We've been told a new Rafael Varane and stuff like that. However, I think we saw again last night in that friendly that we need defenders right now, centre-backs right now. Again, it wasn't just the centre-backs, but the defence looked ropey. The goal that we conceded, the two centre-backs were all over the place, and it's still a problem area. It's still a problem area for Arsenal that needs to be addressed. Now, we're being linked today with another centre-back, one that we haven't been linked with throughout this window, and he plays for Olympiacos over there in Greece. That will please Steve, who's driving us at the moment. another Greek, he's not a Greek, but another defender coming via Greece. But his name is Papa Abu Cisse. He's only 23, plays for Olympiacos now. He's a big guy, 6'6" tall, so that might help. That might help to clear that ball away last night when the header went in. And he's valued around about £10 million. Wolves are said to be really, really interested in him as well, and they're said to be sort of the favourites to try and sign him. But definitely we could do with a defender. I think everybody could see that again last night. Mustafi, even Socrates, a bit all over the place. I know it's a pre-season friendly, but there was no sort of suggestion that, you know, things are getting better in that area after watching the game. And then, of course, our captain, who ain't here, by the way, as we all know, Lauren Koscielny. What's going to happen with him? Reports today that, you know, Arsenal are going to punish him by docking his wages for the time that he's not come over here to America. I presume that he would have expected that, and he really don't care, and that's why he's on strike about it. I mean, I was thinking about this yesterday. Going on strike to go to Bordeaux. What's going on at this club? But he's also linked today with a couple other clubs, Lauren Koscielny. He's been linked today with AC Milan, and he's also been linked today with Roma. Both of those said to be really interested in bringing him over to Serie A. He's 33, as we know. Probably a new challenge, he might do okay, but certainly the way that he's gone about a lot of things right now has been just not good enough for Lauren Koscielny, and really, really poor. Now, there's Everton Saris. The rumours continue for him today. 23-year-old player, plays for Gremio, valued by Gremio at around about £36 million, which is a lot, but he has played really, really well. As that bike goes past, but he played really, really well in the recent Copa America. Was the man of the match in the final, and you know, a very, very good winger indeed. He's actually, I think they said he's the only one of the Brazil national squad, or that starting 11, that still plays in Brazil. So, but listen, we know that Arsenal are on the lookout for a winger, and it seems to be that he is one of the players they're really, really interested in. There was rumours that we sent a doctor over there to do a medical. We're going to have to see how this one works out. It looks like Arsenal looking at several wingers. There's Zaha in the mix, there's Malcolm in the mix, there's this guy in the mix. Who we get, who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. Now it's time to get into some of your comments. Even though I'm in the back of a car, I do have my laptop here, so this is the mobile studio, you know what I mean? The mobile studio as provided by Steve. Right, let's get into this first one. Cornelius Romeo says, I wouldn't pay 65 million for Zaha, let alone 80 million. Get Tierney and Everton instead. Has this guy seen Everton play week in, week out to say he wouldn't pay 65 million? For me, 65 million for Zaha, I would definitely get him. I think, you know, when I saw last night's game and I saw the way Aubameyang was terrorising Bayern Munich down one wing, if you then got down the other wing at Zaha, that will be a potent force up front. Let's get into another rumour here. Let's get... Oh, bit difficult in a car. It's Vincenzo here. He says, he says expensive players. Remember yesterday I was talking about the Josh Kroenke rumour and also Unai Emery, where they said expensive players are coming. He says expensive players. We can't even afford £30 million for Saliba and £30 million for Tierney, FFS. Darkus Pang says, every transfer window, they use the same tactic of dangling one big player over us throughout the window, from Benzema to today's carrot, which is Tierney. We're so desperate, we cling on to these false hopes. We all remember the Benzema one. There's also been Higuain before in the past, and lots of different ones that transfer-wise, Arsenal have been appalling. And last one here I'm going to do is from Kai Mason. He says, can we talk about Christian Bielik? Great young talent who wants first-team football, but we'd rather give those minutes to El Neni and Mustafi. It'll be a loss that will haunt us will haunt Arsenal in the future. Christian Bielik, if we let him go, he's saying, and looks like they definitely want to let him go. He's not over here on the tour. Doesn't seem to be in Unai Emery's plans, and the guy makes a great point there. I was looking at a player playing last night who looked sharp as a razor, was Bayern Munich's Player of the Year, and used to be an Arsenal player, Serge Gnabry. You know, and I was thinking, another player that's gone abroad and won a title and doing really, really well. And do we want to lose Bielik? Is it maybe a chance to give some of these young guys a chance? And then you look at, you know, some of the players that are there, the so-called dead wood. When are we going to move some of these players on? You know, Mustafi, guys like El Neni, Jenkinson, they're all still at the club at the moment, and I'm not really hearing any rumours that are super strong about those players moving out the door. So the transfers rumble on. We're still over here in the States. We make our way now to Charlotte. Who knows, maybe by the time we touch down after that 5-hour flight, we might have made a signing. I might be saying, welcome to Charlotte. Well, I probably will be saying welcome to Charlotte instead of welcome to Arsenal. But let's see what happens.